Okay, folks, Osborne Crookshank here, back again for another film session Saturday. You know how we do every single Saturday. We break down the college football games. We more so focus on the teams that actually made the playoffs, and the goal, the plan for me doing this, the reason in which I do this is because the goal is for me to become a play-by-play announcer, hopefully as soon as the fall of 2025, but at some point become a play-by-play announcer for college football games. Before we get into it, let me just send you real quick. If you are a business owner and you are interested in developing and having a staff, developing a system in which your group of employees, your staff, moves as efficiently and as progressively and has that same hunger as a championship level high school or college football team, we're going to start to see some examples of that today. Obviously, if you're interested in that, just go to makeyamove.com. That's MAKEYAMOVE.com, and we'll tap into all that. Have all your options. You can listen to my pod. You can listen to the podcast. You can join the Patreon. You can book me to come speak to your staff and host a workshop and shop, and all that stuff is on makeyamove.com. With that, let's just get right into it. We're going over the Notre Dame and Indiana game, in which this was the one that opened up the college football playoffs, and Notre Dame just straight spanked them, straight up spanked them. It's a pretty good season for the Hoosiers, football wise. It's not normal that they have this kind of a season, or they made that kind of noise football wise. So I thought they had a good season, but came to a really tough ending with this Notre Dame beatdown that they got. So let's break it all down. Let's see what it looked like. And, again, how we do here every single Saturday. We're going to break down the whole game, not just what the quarterback does. So let's get right into it. Kick off. Let's see what we got. Oh, geez, you got ads. That's what we have, an ad. An ad, YouTube. There was a time, believe it or not, in which you can watch a YouTube video without dealing with the ads. There was a time, but things evolve. It's life, man. Growth, you got to grow with it. All right, let's roll. All right, we got kickoff, fair catch. All right, here it is. Safety's coming down. We got 1, 2, hang. So we got tight end here. And we got a safety coming down. Looks like they're in cover 1. And then, yep, you see how quick that was? All right, so here this guy. No, this wasn't the safety. Sorry. Well, let me go back. This was actually the backer. It looks like the backer. And then he timed it up really well. There. That was a good. Now it's important now too. That's the first play of the first drive. So it looks like he just kind of guessed right, and he just went at it. But you can see this guy, if you look at it, he tried to pull. So you see how he was kind of out. His butt was out in the line of scrimmage a little bit. You can tell that he's pulling because look at that. Look, everyone's here, and there's this little right there, and you tell he's going to pull. He tries to get over and pull, and to me, this backer runs right into the spot in which he's pulling from, so he gets right behind him and makes a play, the tackle for loss. So it's really, and again, I can't tell you if he saw that, but when you look at it on film, when you break it down on film, you see that if he did, that's a great lesson for linebackers. That's a great lesson for any linebacker. So if you get an underkeep, you see everybody's butt is here, and you see that little bit of butt, right, a little bit of ass right there sticking out, and you're seeing it now. If that's tipping you off or triggering you, take it, because that's what he does. He takes it. He runs right behind him because he sees the pull. And again, I'm not sure if he knew this was happening or not, but he goes right behind him as he pulls and cha-cha, blows up the whole play. Doesn't make the tackle, but obviously he's 44 is the one that makes the play. 34, excuse me, 34. All right, let's see what we got. I think this was the play that he broke, right? Let's see what happened. Russian 4, good. Russian 4 stays. He's a little jittery. Seems a little uncomfortable in the pocket. But there's just a great job getting his hands up by this D lineman. All right, we got wing receiver there. All right, cool. Pass, kept one guy in. Oh, geez. Definitely looked like a hold or pass. It had to be a pass interference. Let's look at it again. No, I didn't catch the whole. Yeah, it looks. Let's see. Look like it, but let's see. Good protection. Good for you. Just can't do. How can you throw that? What happened? No, no. They pick up the. How does this happen? How does this happen? All right, you got what? You're bringing. You got 4 down. You got one backer. Sort of looks like he's playing the back, and then he decides to come when the running back stays in and blocks. But it's being protected well. Why are you throwing? Why are you? I think it looks like he was trying to leave. So you call that? This is what you call that. You call that throwing the receiver open. It looks like he attempted to throw the wide receiver open, and it was just too far. It was too far, and it ended up getting picked. You can't force it, especially if you're in the goal line. You can't force these balls. This is important, quarterbacks. All right, you can't force that. He tried to force it there, and he got in trouble. Yep, look at it. You have a guy right there. He's right there. This backer right here is underneath. He's doing his job, and it looks like he's trying to throw him open. So the ball's right here. It looks like he's trying to get it out. So the guy has an op, but still, it doesn't work. Tried to squeeze it. Tried to squeeze it too much. He just tried to squeeze it too much. Plain and simple. And this is run all the way. Yep. Linebackers, man. That's it. That's what broke it. Yep. Let's watch it. Right here. Right. Look at how he takes on that block. Look at how he take when you're taking on blocks, linebackers, I should not see your numbers from this angle. All right. You should not be able to see his number from this angle because you need to be square to the line of scrimmage. And he's just burying himself. He's burying himself in the blocker. The blocker, he doesn't even really block him. He just runs right into him, and he doesn't use his hands. He doesn't get him off. He simply just runs right into him. And this push right here is what breaks it, because now he just had no ability. He had no power. And then just speed. So you saw what broke it, though, right? Let's see what the D lineman did. Oh man, that's a move. Okay, there we go, right here. Yep, that was the one that broke. Now the linebacker didn't do a great job at all, but the reason this thing broke. Watch this D tackle, the sort of a DN D tackle. He's in the down position. Yeah, the D tackle. This is the DN. The D tackle here. Watch him get his ass kicked. Pretty much, plain and simple. Bully football. Watch him get his ass kicked. Bang, bang, all the way. Boom, boom. That was it. He just got moved. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Let's get through this ad real quick. All right, cool. Yep, let's watch it here. Yep. And they showed it. They showed it, right? Boom, gets his ass kicked. Yep. Can't have it. Just can't have it. Just cannot have it. Because that is the result. Step. You gotta come downhill now. He's late reacting. Look at it. See that he's late and could be. So this D lineman is getting in his way. This D lineman right here is getting in the way of the backer, and he's not reading the play quick enough. And when this happens, all right, defensive folks, when this happens, this throws off the safety. The run support player is trying to come up, and when you're kind of in this area, he's not clear on how to come up and run support. All right. So because this is going on, his angle is all fucked up. His angle is look at the angle he's taking to try to come and support or be a run support to make this tackle. All the running back has to do, cut back, see ya. They got trips up top. Let's watch that one again. You by yourself, cornerback, and let's see what he does. That's a good route. That's a good route. That's a really good route. Turn right there. Sometimes a good route will beat any kind of coverage. That's just a good, solid route. Good. Pass. Again, I thought the quarterback Riley Leonard. This was for the most part why they made it to the championship this year. Is he did some things, but he just took what the defense gave him. Right, get your check down, live to play another day. Just do what you have to do. Notre Dame this year they played as a team. I think that's why they got hot and they ended up in the national championship. You see, that's what remember watching them. That was really what they were good at, just playing as a team, taking what the defense gives you, real blue collar mentality. What are we gonna see here? We see this guy, right? You see these underkeys. Notice it. Let's see what he does. It looks like something's coming. Maybe a pull, maybe something because he's further back than all the other guys. Let's see what he does. Oh, wait, no, that's the tackle. Sorry. That's because it was a pass play. So even that, though, it's important to recognize that because if you do recognize it, in many ways, it may not be a pull. Sometimes it could just be he's backed up like that because he's trying to get a start on his kick. And when you have this DN, look at this DN that's all the way out. He's backed up a little bit. He's cheating a little bit because he sees that this guy's coming from a wide angle. This tight end's probably going to go out for a pass or something like that. So you see these things. And as a defensive guy, he has to now recognize, look, I'm getting something's coming. I could put one of my moves on. Maybe I can go inside. Maybe I could do something because he's already setting. He's kind of already in his pass set. Watch. Pass set, right? You see how quick he got into his pass set? He's square and this guy's chipping and there's going to be no power. Then he goes in coverage. So now they're only rushing 3. So there's they brought a blitz there. Good. That was good offense, man. That was a good offensive play. I think that's really important for you guys to learn because you had a lot going on. All right. Looks like they're rushing 3, but they brought the nickel. This guy drops back in cover. So the pressure is stopped, right? So now they only end up rushing 4 and one's here, and you have time in the pocket. Get to your check down, get a first down. That's it. Just get a first down. Comes up. All right. They got him. All right. Listen, defenders, when you're being let in scot-free like that, you got to know something is up. This is a screen pass that they set up really, really well. They pass that quick. They got a blitz. And you see what I'm saying? They're climbing. Look at what they're doing. Look at this. A pass block set up. You got your guy coming. They have them all coming in free, and you fell for the okie doke. You fell for the okie doke. You fell for the okie doke. That's it. They're climbing. This guy, all right, it should honestly, it could have been a touchdown. It's this block right here. It's this block right here. He could do a better job there in blocking, slowed him down a little bit, but still got a first down. Great. That's a great block. Great block. Every week, same story. I put myself on repeat every week. What do we see? Big runs. We got wide receivers blocking downfield, right? This is downhill. Boom. Good job sealing this guy off. Good job coming down and sealing that. Let's see that DN. He misses it. He supposed to play contain. Running back reads it. And then we see receivers making blocks. See receivers making blocks. Bang, that's one. Bang, that's two. Right? Just get in front of them. First down. Blocking and tackling. Blocking and tackling. Blocking and tackling. Great Vince Lombardi has said it over and over. Blocking and tackling. That's all it is. Boom. This gets blocked. This gets blocked. And this doesn't need to even be blocked well. Just get in front of the guy and you get your first down. Blocking and tackling. Just plain and simple execution, folks. Plain and simple execution. Discipline. Not reading your underkeys. Not reading your underkeys. I can guarantee you that was the issue. I sent the blitz again. Dive out of blitz, and it was even worse because you're in the red zone and you fake it to the running back. You block and you're blocking. You do not see this tight end. It's too late. It's too late. You were playing the run, and then you got caught right here. This guy got caught. You had to know. And I'm sure the coaches were telling you in situations like this, look at the tight end. Look at the tight end. Boom. And he knows it. He knows it. You see, 24. I was like, oh. All right, 4 wide. Let's see what they do. Look like a draw. No. Let's look at. And they good. It was executed. Good job offensively, not going upfield. Pass was a little bit behind them, though. Here it is, 13. There we go. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. Executed well. Guys coming down. And what do we see our receiver doing? This is a linebacker he's blocking. What do we see we're doing? What do we see we're doing? Getting downfield. Good job. Turnovers will kill you. It was actually the front side guy. Right here. This looks like was it the stunt? Yeah, it was the stunt. It was, yep, right. All right, I see it. I see what happened. Let's see it. All right, boom. Steps. Look at how high he is. You see how high he is? You got to be a little lower. Feet aren't in the best situation. It looks like you're leaning forward a little bit too much. And you're not you're not low enough. You got to get a little lower. Right. You see, he let him get inside of you. You see how high he is? So initially, all right, so it starts with the initial step. This is teaching kick step for tackles, all right? So look at how high he is right now. You shouldn't be this high in your first step. You should be nice and low. You should be a little lower than that, having more of a knee bend when you're taking that first step, right? Because what happens is these DNs are so quick. The minute they make one move and they get inside of you like he did, then ultimately you basically are kind of trying to play catch up, and you can't just push. You can't just push. You got to use your lower body to get him moved, but you can't expect that you're just going to be able to move him with your upper body, right? So here he's still very high. Look at there's not enough knee bend in his steps. So boom, the minute he makes this move, he has no lower body to really push off of. If he's a little lower, by the time he gets his hands on him, he can explode into him through his lower body. Right now, it looks like he's trying to push him. And if you look at the pad level, right? Look at the pad level, he's in his chest. He can't use his hands. He's not using his hands. This is why I tell linemen, especially young offensive linemen, you got to develop in that box. You got to get up in that boxing ring and use your hands, because right now his hands are on the outside and he's in his chest. 44 is in his chest, and it does. You see what I'm saying? And now it gets to be too much because you can't contain him. So hands, active hands, and he was a little bit high on his set. So he's a little bit high here, and the hands aren't active enough. Look at it right there. His hands are wide, and it just goes right into him. That's really the issue. Now, also this guard. Let me see what this guard did. Let me see what the guard did real quick. Guard did all right. The guard did all right. I think he could have kicked a little bit. It seems like this right tackle was just too high and wasn't active enough with his hands. Mm-hmm. Jesus. All right, let's see what happened. You had a lot of people on the line of scrimmage. See if they come or not. Yep, they're coming. They sent more people than they could block, and they just came down the line. Honestly, if this doesn't happen, he still gets a positive gain. If you're really being honest. So even though the blitz does come, the tackle's made from the backside. This guy still needs to make his block. The minute he gets thrown around, the running back has no option. So what the running back tried to do is he saw this and he said, all right, cool. Let me see if there's anything open over here on the left. But the fact that he's getting his ass kicked, man, he had nowhere to go. Watch it. Watch up top. Right here. Get off me, bitch. Boom. Hey, man. Hey, football, man. Football. Get off me. Bang, bang. That's bad. That's bad. That's two bad plays by their tackles right there. This is bad. This is bad. This is just straight up bitch smacking you. Get off me. There it is. Get off of me. Bang, bang, makes the tackle. Because he had it out. He could have gained. He could have had a positive gain there. Let's see where we at on time. All right. A couple more and we'll get up out of here. Go back to that play real quick. It was a really just vanilla style of football that they play. Just right into it, taking what the defense gives you. That's to me again why they competed for a national championship this year. Woo! Hello. That's football right there. That's play recognition, understanding who you got. Looks like they're in man, and the guy right there, right into it. Great read. Look at it. He sees it and he plays it perfectly. Watch his angle on this. Watch his angle. Watch Zero's angle and how he plays. Here he sees it. He sees his guy and he's inside out. 19 is his guy. Inside out, inside out, inside out. Bang! That's football. That's football right there. That's football. Good job. Good. And trips. Good protection. Good. patient, let his guys get open, and he made a play. Same thing. Good. Another good job. Extended there. All right. Got broke open. All right. They got it. To me, they got him on the play action with that one. About 5 more minutes. Hold on, let me go back to that play. Let him inside. All right, so let's break down how this receiver blocked number 13. Now he didn't give up on the play. All right, and this is something again. This is a mentality you got to take the field with, and a mentality and a pride in terms of what you put on film and how you actually go about doing your business. So he misses the first block. All right, misses the first block here. He doesn't really touch this guy, but he doesn't give up on the play. Right, he keeps blocking. He at least stays engaged, and it's at least, and then he tries to go at least a positive game. All right, at least a positive game there. And that's something that's just mentality and taking some pride in terms of what you put on tape, because you know it's going to be broken down, it's going to be analyzed, and you can't avoid it. So one thing about that football, but like you can't avoid it when you put something on tape. We're going to talk about it. Let's break this down here. Good pull here. Let's see if they get any movement. Nope, no movement. That's just no movement. It was just no movement on that D line on that offensive line with Indiana. No movement. Look at it. Boom. Stagnant line of scrimmage. You got to pull, and you're pretty much asking the guy to to block 1, 2, 3 players. He can only block one, right? Boom, boom. Nothing. Stuffed. All right, we'll break that one down. Break that one down next time. We're at 6 minutes 34. We've got a couple more to go. We got all the way to 19 to go. So as always, if you are interested in diving deeper into the work I do and allowing this, the thing about why I do this, in addition to me wanting to become a play-by-play announcer, is it really gives you a real life example of how teams work and how it ought to work, how you as a business owner, when you establish and set a culture and set a tone, you're going to recognize folks that have a certain mindset, and that's going to lead to the success, or it could be the failure of your business if you're not careful and you don't do the things that you need to be doing to implement a system to make it so everyone is being held accountable and you can document these things. That's the thing about football versus the quote unquote working world, is these things are documented and there's receipts that get pulled and they get evaluated every day. This is why, again, I walk around with the mentality that I'm always being evaluated. It's never a point where, boss here, and no, this is always me. This is always the way I act. And that's the way it should be. All right. So if you want a staff that runs like that, makeyourmove.com. That's makeymove.com. Just let me know what you would like to do, how you move forward, and we will get you the right information. That is a guarantee. Everyone out there, continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.